This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, across the region, collectors are out raising funds for the Cancer Society, hoping to raise hundreds of thousands of dollars. New World Junior Swimming Championship, Erika Fairweather returned to Dunedin to an unexpected welcome. And the rainbows have been rolled out as Queenstown is ready to host the largest gay pride event in the town's history. Kia ora, good evening. I'm Daryl Baser. Collectors are out across the region raising funds for the Cancer Society. The Otago branch has had people selling daffodils in many towns and cities, hoping to reach a large financial target. A blooming marvellous day as thousands of volunteers across the region sell real and plastic daffodils, raising funds for the Cancer Society. Around midday, Cancer Society CEO Rachel Hart said the day is going well.
Look, we're getting a great reaction. It feels like there's a lot of energy on the street. It's really exciting to be walking past all these people who are wearing their daffodils. So yeah, really happy at this stage.
Like many organisations, the Cancer Society doesn't receive government funding, so fundraising events like Daffodil Day are vital to keep the organisation running. Last year, Daffodil Day events raised 15% of the organisation's operating budget, a target they'd like to reach this year.
It's about 400,000, so that's what we hit last year, and we'd love to meet that this year as well.
Like many chief executives, Hart spends much of her time behind a desk in an office, but says days like this are an enjoyable part of the role.
Yeah, look, I'm really lucky in my job that I get to hear from lots of people about their experiences with cancer or the experiences of loved ones. But I think Daffodil Day is a particularly special day when people are out and want to share those experiences and talk about it. It's a really positive day, it's a really hopeful day, but of course it's got that sad element behind it of really highlighting some challenges for people.
Hart spent the day on various stalls around Dunedin, many staffed by school children. And the CEO spent some of the morning with these 3 Year 9 students from Kavanagh College.
Well, there's nothing really that makes me passionate about it, but I feel like it's a really good cause, and there's people suffering from cancer, and also some of my friends, like parents or friends in general, they suffer from cancer as well. So I feel like it's a pretty good cause at the same time. But there's really sometimes no real reason, it's just really good cause.
Rachel Hart says the pupils spend an hour at a time at the stalls, with many schools offering students the option of giving time to the cause. The money raised is used to support patients with cancer and their families, to fund breakthrough cancer research, and to help reduce the incidence of cancer for future generations. In Dunedin, The South Today. Queenstown school pupils were visited by 5 All Blacks at Wakatipu High School yesterday. Kieran Reid, Scott Barrett, George Bridge, Matt Todd and Sevu Reese were greeted with a haka and waiata performed by the pupils. After a skills session with about 50 pupils from various primary schools, the All Blacks took part in a question and answer session. Team captain Kieran Reid revealing his favourite animal is a tiger, and said the naming of the 31-man World Cup squad on Wednesday was a big milestone. Swimming champion Erika Fairweather returned to Dunedin to an unexpected welcome from her classmates. On Monday, the 15-year-old won a gold medal in a 200-metre swim event at the Junior Swimming World Championships in Hungary.
Erika Fairweather greeted by her Kavanagh College classmates at Dunedin Airport following her winning gold at Budapest. It's been a full-on 2 months for the swimming champ, who also attended other championships 2 weeks prior. And it's great to be back home with friends.
It was super cool having them there. I'm super surprised.
Fairweather won the under-18 200-metre freestyle gold medal at the FINA Junior Swimming World Championships in Hungary on Monday, edging out her Australian opponent by just over a tenth of a second.
I was feeling really good in the warm-up, but I was a little bit nervous before the race. Yeah.
The result was a personal best for Fairweather and also a New Zealand age group record. coach Lars Hummer says Fairweather is well in tune with what she's capable of on the day.
She came up with the race strategy on the day, which is not dissimilar to what we would be working on in training anyway. But the fact that she has a real good feel for what was going on in that arena, and also understanding her own capabilities, had a very clear vision of what it would take to win.
Hummer says Fairweather's success is a testament to her hard work.
Just shows that if we do it right, if we work hard and we work on our skills and just put it together, we have the ability to take on anyone in the world. So I think it's a big day for New Zealand swimming, a big day for Dunedin, and clearly a big day for Erica Fairweather.
Fairweather is looking forward to taking 2 weeks off training, but not before doing a few recovery swims at Moana Pool first. In Dunedin, the South Today.
A car ended up in the waters of Otago Harbour past Port Chalmers yesterday afternoon. Emergency services were called to the incident near Hamilton Bay on the Aramoana Road just before 4 p.m. The late model Audi appears to have gone off the road and into the water. The driver didn't require hospital treatment and the car was later retrieved from the harbour. The rainbows have been rolled out and Queenstown is ready to host the largest gay pride event in the resort's history. The 10-day Winter Pride Festival officially begins today, and organiser Martin King says the support for the inclusive festival from the Wakatipu community is next level. Everything's coming up rainbows in Queenstown as preparations are finalised for Winter Pride 2019. Even taxis and police cars are sporting rainbows, showing support for the queer community. The Winter Pride Festival kicks off today, and organisers say the scene is set for a 10-day party.
Oh, we're super excited. Winter Pride 2019 kicks off tomorrow here in Queenstown. We've got the mini shop behind us, weather's looking amazing, and the community are getting in behind like never before.
They say the event's now become a festival for the whole town. It's not just a group of people who fly in and have parties. They say it's about everyone taking the opportunity to share a festival atmosphere.
Yeah, it's amazing just walking around and seeing all the rainbows coming out, the diversity of people that are getting involved, and just how everyone seems to be really keen to make it happen.
Mike Hughes and his husband Martin King took over the event, formerly known as Gay Ski Week NZ, and rebranded it before last year's 8-day Pride celebration, which injected about $12 million into the resort's economy. The pair are quite excited about the coming event.
So Winter Pride 2019, biggest Winter Pride festival Queenstown has ever seen.
This year's festival is set to include a charity racing day at the Remarkables ski area on Wednesday and ASB Pride in the Park on the Queenstown lakefront next Friday. In Queenstown, the South Today. Still to come on the South Today, around 250 Māori students are visiting Otago for a hui, and we find out what rugby bloggers think of Dunedin's rugby season. See you after the break.
At Alex Campbell Menswear, we bring you the best value. We have bought a massive selection of moleskins and we're passing on the savings to you. Buy one pair, save $25. Buy two, save $60, and we have a great deal on our knitwear. Look at it all, 25% off all our knitwear. And to go with the knitwear, what about a nice warm shirt? These are 25% off too. And while we're doing the 25% off, what about on the jackets? 25% off them as well.
Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
So check us out for massive savings this winter.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
You've seen us in the street, now find us online. Check out shopon.org.nz. We have all sorts of treasures, from retro and vintage clothing to antiques, homewares and accessories. New items added every week. We're open 24/7.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality, stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 17 years. New doors, replacement doors and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team.
Step into Shop on Carroll and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole Map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
If you're suffering from sciatica, lower back pain, hips and pelvis and knees, this technique will work wonders for you. The energy flow is transmitting through the muscles. Come and see Sunny Chin.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
Welcome back. About 250 Māori students from across the country have gathered in Dunedin for an annual conference. The event includes a number of workshops, kapa haka and a talent quest. The workshops were set to focus on Māori song composition. There was also a sports day and a non-traditional talent show. Organisers say the overall theme of the conference is utilising history and knowledge from the past to guide them in future endeavours. In this week's Rugby Chat, Paul Dwyer looks back at the club rugby season with the help of rugby critic Sam Casey. Casey is best known to some members of the public for his podcasts under the name Lashes. And this week they discussed the future of local rugby, as well as tomorrow's game between Otago Boys and Nelson College.
And let's talk about the season, club rugby season. So what did your group make of the season this year?
Well, for a start, it was a brilliant 5-team finish, wasn't it? We had sort of 5 teams knocking on the door right down to, the final whistle of the last round. So that was sensational.
Would have been great if the Eels had gone out.
Yeah, and I guess you're probably not the only one who thinks that, PD. But look, GI was probably the story of the season, how much they've gone from 2 years ago getting centuries put on them to now really competing. Probably unlucky to not make the final.
Well, I felt that because, I did talk to them, and I talked to Phil Young, and Phil was in that in the game that they played, they felt they probably could have made that final.
Oh, absolutely. If they had Dylan L, Green Island won, simple as that.
Yep.
So it's probably no secret that they've thrown a wee bit of cash around. They're all decked out in Grizzly kit and what have you. And we've been giving Craig Duncan and the hierarchy out there a fair bit of stick on the podcast. Well,
he's spending a lot of money, Craig Duncan.
A lot of cash, burning a lot of cash. But hey, they are getting results, and when you see their club and the depth that they've got in certain areas, it's onwards and upwards for them next year. But look, Southern were probably the down story, a powerhouse for so many years. From our point of view, to not have a team in the finals was pretty worrying. The other two, you'd probably be glad they're not here, PD. They said Dunedin was the most underperforming club of the year. But if you look at the results...
I did hear rumours
they're very unlucky not to win 3 banners, aren't they? So, look, the Prem's had a down year, but still a powerhouse, the men from the Shark Park, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, it's interesting because, look, I'm worried about Southern. I'm worried about Southern as a club. I'm looking at their numbers. Their numbers aren't great. They're not getting great numbers back to their club rooms. They relied too much on one guy out there when he disappeared a couple of years ago, old super coach. Yeah. Things have gone really tough for them. I know they're working hard to try and get it back, but as you know, once they're gone, bloody hard to get them back.
Very, very tough to get it back. You only have to look at Pirates and what have you, Zingaree now with the lack of a Colts team. Harbour, I'm hearing that Lance Spence is actually pulling the checkbook, so could that be Harbour down the drain?
Mate, we've heard that every year.
I know we have, but yeah, it's very interesting though. But like you say, Southern, once a powerhouse, pretty sad to see, PD, to be honest.
Look, I think they've got enough guys in that club. I think they can come back. I really think they can come back. Now let's talk about the format for the year. Let's talk about Prem format. There was a bit of controversy at the start of the year. We had to drop a round off, which I didn't think was a major. So you're happy with the format? Was your group, again, happy with the format for the season?
Yeah, we were. The kite people sort of arced up a wee bit because Green Island got in the 4 just and they didn't have to play University twice. But when you look at it, I think Kaikoura had 15 opportunities to get 80 points. Everyone else had 15 opportunities to get 79 points. So you could argue that Kaikoura still had the upper hand.
Look, we better quickly talk. There is a big game on this weekend, so let's quickly talk about that. It's the Otago boys up against Nelson College, and that's on, I think it's at Saturday 1 p.m. at Littlebourne. Look, I'm picking. I watched Nelson College, a wee bit of them. They played Christchurch boys the other day and beat them. Pretty tight game. I think Otago boys go all the way to the top 4, do they?
Yeah, I've stepped away from schoolboy footy for pretty much for a couple of years now, but I have heard around the traps this year that this Otago boys side is just a bit better than everyone else.
Well, they're big.
Yeah, and that's huge in schoolboy rugby, as a lot of people know, and especially if you want to go up north to top 4, compete with Kings, compete with Hamilton boys and Hastings boys and that. So I think Otago boys, especially at the Bourne, they'll get the job done against Nelson.
And just to finish now, look, you know, there's a lot of upset DRFC members. There was a big ball under your name at the weekend, and I hear that there is a Colin Meads effigy that's disappeared from our rugby club. So is that coming back to the rugby club, or am I taking legal action?
Yeah, well, it'll come back if we can find it. Otherwise, the Sharkies could be forced into a wee bit of legal action. But I know there's been a lot of people complaining about the party. It has nothing to do with the Sharks. It has nothing to do with the Eels. So just leave those clubs at peace, please. And it was all on me. Yes.
So there it is. And I'm not sure if we'll be back next week, but I still think Otago boys get up over Nelson College and they go to that top 4. This is their last chance. They lose 14 boys at the end of this year. So this is their big chance to go all the way to the top. I don't know if they can go all the way to the final, but I'm sure that they can get to the North Island and play with credit. And we'll probably be back with you again next year.
And you can view the full 15-minute interview with Sam Casey online at odt.co.nz. After the break on the South Today, a lack of honesty at a compost bag honesty stall has a southern man steaming, and we have a look at the weather heading into the weekend across the beautiful South. See you shortly.
Hi, Lindsay here from Alex Campbell Menswear. We're having a massive menswear liquidation. Don't panic, it's not our liquidation, it's Munns Menswear. They suddenly closed 6 stores throughout the country. Munns have left their suppliers dangling and desperate to move large orders. We've come to the party. It's our biggest purchase yet. You can save up to 70%. Yes, save up to 70%. We've got strictly limited stocks at the best deals.
Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
It's a big one. South Dunedin store. Don't miss this.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality, stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 17 years. New doors, replacement doors and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team.
If you're suffering from sciatica, lower back pain, hips and pelvis and knees, this technique will work wonders for you. The energy flow is transmitting through the muscles. Come and see Sunny Chill.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. For a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
You've seen us in the street, now find us online. Check out shopon.org.nz. We have all sorts of treasures, from retro and vintage clothing to antiques, homewares and accessories. New items added every week. We're open 24/7.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Welcome back. If you want to take bags of compost, please pay for them. That's the plea from the Oamaru Air Training Corps, who've had enough of people stealing bags of compost from the squadron's honesty stall.
Bags of compost for sale to keen gardeners from the Oamaru Air Training Corps honesty stall on Humber Street. Normally about 100 bags are sold each week at $5 a bag. But this spring, about a quarter have not been paid for.
It regularly goes missing, but just been noticeable this particular growing season, if you like, that there's some 25% of all our compost we put into our stall is stolen.
More than 20 young people are involved with the squadron, and Commander Beveridge says they're losing out on hundreds of dollars of badly needed cash.
It's an honesty system, and the stuff is there. It's the same with a lot of honesty stalls for fruit, vegetables or everything else that's sold. A lot of stuff is in fact stolen. I'm really hacked off about this because the money actually collected goes towards helping the young people of the town and then the air cadets to help pay for the camps and tramps and other bits and pieces that we try and do for them.
And a lot of hard labour goes into running this stall.
The cadets actually are responsible for bagging compost and transporting it here to the stall, so there's a lot of work actually goes on behind the scenes. It's not just a matter of chucking bags in there and hoping something happens.
He says a security camera will be installed to monitor the site, and anyone caught stealing will face prosecution. In Oamaru, the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. Collectors have been out raising funds for the Cancer Society as they hope to raise hundreds of thousands of dollars in the annual Daffodil Day at Peel. New World Junior Swimming Champion Erica Fairweather returned to Dunedin to an unexpected welcome from her classmates at the airport. And the rainbows have been rolled out as Queenstown is ready to host the largest gay pride event in the resort's history, which kicks off today. Time now for a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Barry Stewart.
G'day, Daryl. It's taken 50 years, but the Torrey Plain is finally about to have its first farmers market, which will exclusively feature Otago-grown produce. So plans well underway for that to happen, and I think they're looking for a date around early December for the start of that. So another farmers market in the region. So that's good news. The Sophie Elliott Foundation, set up to teach young people about the perils of abusive relationships, is about to close. However, police will pick up some of the activities of that program. And of course, following years of decline in school roles in the Taieri, with the closure of a variety of schools way back in 2004, well, Taieri College has now hit the 1,100 mark, so that's a pretty big figure there. Of course, they have the year 7 and 8s, isn't it? So that's enhanced their role, but 1,100 at the school is pretty strong. So we publish a big table tomorrow on all the schools in our region, Otago and Southland, about their roles before and after. So it's an interesting trail there to find out how your old school is going, I suppose you look for. Well, I think I will anyway. So complaints of missing gloves, stolen food and shredded windscreen wipers at Treble Cone. So complaints could soon come to an end because the ski field is introducing a new care playground to keep those birds entertained and out of trouble. So
great idea.
Exactly. So that should be a lot of fun for the kiers and relief for skiers, I guess. Ranfurly Shield tonight, Daryl. You'll be heading that way, no doubt.
Definitely.
So playing Manawa too. So can we defend it? That'll be the challenge. So that'll be all in your ODT tomorrow.
Brilliant. Thank you, Barry.
Thank you.
Yes. Now time for a look at the weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Beginning with today's southern view of the awning which shelters pedestrians in the Octagon. Looking at the situation, a westerly airflow blows over southern districts this weekend, with a few showers at times in the west and south, but dry with sunshine in most areas. Starting off at the northwest of the South Island, Greymouth and Westport can expect a cloud or two and 13 degrees. Across to the northeast, where Nelson and Blenheim are due for a blue sky day and a very pleasant 17 degrees. Moving down to Canterbury, Kaikoura you can expect the chance of a cloud or two and 14. Christchurch and Ashburton, you're both in for a fine day and 16 degrees. Look at what's in store for the southern towns. Cloudy periods with westerly winds across this region. Balclutha, the Catlins, Lumsden and Gore are all heading towards 12 degrees. Travelling westwards to the Central Lakes, you should plan for moderate westerlies and a fine day for most of you. Wanaka and Alexandria you can expect 13 degrees. Queenstown and Te Anau, your top temperature should be 11, but Te Anau you could have some showers. Looking at the northern towns, along the coast at Timaru and Oamaru expect moderate westerlies, clear skies and 14 degrees, 13 for Oamaru. Further inland, Twizel and Omarama are set for moderate westerlies and 13 degrees for you both. In Dunedin, mostly cloudy tonight with westerly winds and an overnight low of 7. Fine tomorrow with morning cloud clearing. Fresh cool westerlies, a high of 11, low of 5. Fine and sunny on Sunday with southwesterlies dying out, a high of 13, low of 5. In Invercargill, some cloud tonight with westerly winds and overnight low of 7. Mostly fine tomorrow. Cool westerlies, a high of 11, low of 5. Milder on Sunday, northwesterlies freshening, a high of 13 and low of 6. That's all our news for this week. Have a good weekend. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.